Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminally, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today I've got some new books. So yes, a small book haul for you today. If you've tuned in expecting to see my weekly wrap-up video, that will be going up on Monday instead this week. So yes, today you get a book haul video instead. The first thing though is not a book, that is a magazine. So it's issue 11 of Midnight Magazine, which was sent to me by my friend Mr. Fright, the publisher. So this is a really fantastic horror magazine, definitely worth checking out. They put a huge amount of care into it. Some really interesting looking articles in this one. So there's one about Richard Lehman, for example, the famous trashy horror author. There's a load of reviews. There's an article about William Friedkin. There's one about the DC Ghosts comic series. So loads of interesting stuff in here, lovingly put together. I'm really looking forward to spending a bit of time and diving into this. It's always a fun read. So yeah, definitely recommended. I'll leave links in the description to the video to places where you can buy a copy of Midnight Magazine should you want to. Right, moving on then. A few things this time around that I've bought for myself, but all compliant with my Read What You Own challenge. So these are things that are for particular booktube events, which means I get it out and I can buy them. So firstly, for the Summer with the Coltons reading event that's been organised by Sarah from the channel The Bookish Knitter, I have 3 of these Mills and Boon doubles. So the Coltons is a series of well, there's a series of series. There's a bunch of different Colton series, but all published by Harlequin / Mills and Boon. This is the Coltons of Montana series. So there are 6 books in that, and I have all 6 of them in these 3 Mills and Boon doubles. They all have slightly amusing titles, or many of them have slightly amusing titles. So let me tell you what those are. So the first volume has Colton by Marriage by Marie Ferrarella. And Covert Agents Virgin Affair by Linda Conrad. The second one has The Librarian's Secret Scandal by Jennifer Morey and Dr. Colton's High Stakes Fiancé by Cindy Dees. So yeah, looking forward to those. And then the final 2 books in the series, I can't say this title without laughing, P.I. Daddy's Personal Mission, which is by Beth Cornelison, and Colton's Surprise Family by Karen Whidden, which I think had a slightly different title in the States. I can't remember what the title in America was, but I'm sure it was different. But anyway, yeah, looking forward to all 6 of those. And then for the Jello July event, which is taking place in July, so that Colton's event is June, July and August. The Giallo event is in July, and that's hosted by Alex from The Bookkeeper, Bert from Storytime, and Kelsey from Slime and Slashers. So the first thing I got for that is something I can't actually read because it's in Italian, but I had to have it. So Giallos is a term that's used to describe like kind of suspense slasher type movies, particularly made in Italy in the 70s and 80s, but the term originally comes from a series of books that were published in Italy from the kind of the 50s onwards by an Italian publishing company called Mondadori. So they have these striking yellow covers, Giallo being Italian for yellow. So I had to get an original Giallo just to say I had one. And naturally, when I discovered that there were a bunch that were published from the 87th Precinct series by Ed McBain, I grabbed one of those. So this is which one is it? I think this is Hail Hail, the Gang's All Here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is, but in Italy it's Tutti Presenti with this fantastically trashy cover. And interestingly, it's presented much more like a magazine, so it's kind of double columned print, and it has adverts and things like that in it as well. So yeah, really fun and slightly trashy. The other book I got for Jello July, which again was originally or was also published in Italy by Mondadori, is Too Many Clients by Rex Stout, which is one of the Nero Wolfe mysteries. So this is a nice vintage Fontana edition from the UK. Fantastic cover. Really looking forward to reading this one. I also have a book that was sent to me by the author. So this is Headhunters by Louis Paredes. So I read one of Louis' other books recently. Really enjoyed it. Actually, it was probably about a year ago now. I enjoyed that very much indeed. And he has a story in the upcoming Garbology, which was great fun to read. So yeah, looking forward to trying this one. I think it's got more of a kind of YA middle grade kind of a vibe, but looks a lot of fun. Describes itself on the back as the thief of always meets eight-legged freaks in this suburban horror thriller. Maybe it's not middle grade actually. I suspect it isn't. I think I got that bit wrong, but it looks creepy and fun anyway. And then another book that was sent to me, this time by the publisher, is Cabaret Mab by Tom Mead. So I've read the first 2 books in this series by Tom Mead, which are kind of throwbacks to like Golden Age mysteries, particularly kind of locked room style mysteries. Really enjoyed the first 2. Really looking forward to this one. I think he's a great writer. And this one apparently includes kind of references to the kind of Japanese mysteries that were coming out at a similar kind of time to the Golden Age mysteries. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how he kind of manages to weave some of those themes into this series. Next up then, a book that was sent to me by Kaylee from the channel Happy Goat Horror. I'll leave a link to her channel in the description. Definitely worth checking out. She's also got a fantastic website where she reviews horror books. So she sent me Among the Living by Tim Le Bon. So I haven't read anything by Tim Le Bon. I have a copy of his book The Silent, but haven't got around to reading it yet. This one seems to have really, really good reviews. Kaylee certainly spoke very highly of it, so looking forward to giving that a try. Yeah, don't really know much about what it's about. Let's have a look at the back. Oh, it's about people exploring underground caves, which is always kind of creepy. So yeah, that should be fun. And then finally, I saw my dad the other day for Father's Day, and he gave me, we met up in Brighton for lunch and a trip to a local museum. He gave me this book, which he'd recently read about Brighton, which looks really interesting. So it's Breakfast in Brighton by Nigel Richardson. So published in the early 90s, which is when I first moved to Brighton, and just kind of essays and thoughts about what it's like to live in Brighton, and I think also about the filming of the film Brighton Rock. So yeah, looking forward to seeing what that's like. My dad spoke very highly of it. So yes, just a small book haul for you today. Let me know if you've read any of the books I showed. Do check out Midnight Magazine. As I said, there'll be links in the description to the video. And as always, thanks very much for watching. Hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff. And I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.